welcome back to my channel. So today I have a Q&A video. I told you guys I was gonna start doing these a lot more so we can kind of talk a lot more. I feel like these get us a lot closer so you guys can, I don't know, almost like get to know me a little bit more. I can get to know you guys a little bit more, answer some questions for you guys, and it's just kind of like a sit down, a little talk. So I just posted a story about 40 minutes ago asking if you guys have any questions for me to answer, and I actually got a few questions, so I'm going to answer them now. And I feel like, I don't know, the next Q&A that I do, I want you guys to ask me questions that you really want to know and that haven't been answered in any of my Q&As before, that are like really unique and different, because I feel like I get a lot of the same questions about like college and boyfriends and friend advice and stuff, which I do love to answer for you guys, but I feel like it gets a little repetitive and I don't want it to be too repetitive. So I'm gonna get right into the questions that you guys asked today. So the first question is, what is your favorite part about YouTube? My favorite part about YouTube is, honestly, I love how it's like, I've always wanted to do YouTube and I've always wanted to make YouTube videos, and that I can, like, I finally like got enough confidence to make a YouTube channel. So I love that YouTube has really brought out that side of me and my really confident side, and it gave me each and every one of you to look up to me and give me like a reason to really make videos and put like really good stuff out there for you guys, and kind of see that it made me feel not as alone as I used to feel, you know, back when all that stuff happened that I've talked about before. But it just like gave me like a whole nother friend group outside of actual life, you know? Like, I tried to explain this to one of my teachers when I was writing my college essay, but YouTube is like a community that's like having a life outside of life. So it's like you get to live your life that you do every single day, going to school, like doing your normal stuff, but when you have a YouTube channel with all your subscribers, it's like a whole separate world, and it's just like a world that's like you and your subscribers. So like I get to talk to you guys every day, and you guys pay attention, not like pay attention, but you guys like listen to me and enjoy watching the ridiculous stuff that I do and talk about, and it's just like, I don't know, it makes me so happy. I really, like, I don't know, I just love how it makes me happy. So that's like one of my favorite things about it, I guess. Next question, what are your favorite shops for clothes? My favorite shops for clothes are, honestly, I really like Dope, because I talked about this in my last Q&A, but I love Dope because it has all these different shops on it, and I get to find like the ones that I love the most, which is Urban Outfitters, and let me look on my Dote actually. So I really like Urban Outfitters, Brandy Melville, Revolve. There's a plane going above me right now. But if you guys want to use Dote and like sign up for it and go shopping and have an addiction like I do, use my code TDHT when you sign up, and then you get $5 off your first purchase. But anyway, back to the Q&A. I like can't, there's so many questions that are just the same. Where did you get your homecoming dress and your prom dress last year? So every event that I have, like homecoming, prom, anything like that, I get my dresses from Lulu's, because I love how their dresses are so cute and stylish, but also so cheap, but like such good quality. I don't know, I've always gotten my dresses from there. Even before I did YouTube and worked with them, like they have been my lifelong favorite place to get dresses. Okay, this one's kind of funny. Who taught you to drive? P.S. I love you. I love you too, but I did like a driving school almost. I'm sure like a lot of other places do this too. But it's kind of like you take like a week of classes and you sit in I did mine over the summer at least, but a week of in-class classes from 8 in the morning to 3 p.m. and you learn about the rules of the road, and then you do driving hours for 1 hour observation and then 1 hour drive, and then you do like ones towards the end that are 2-hour drives, and you just like, I don't know, you learn how to drive by then, and then you're like done and you get your license. It's kind of weird, but yeah. Okay, what are you majoring in college? So far what I think I'm going to major in college is business and marketing, because I don't know, it's kind of like me, you know? This one's funny. How do you know who your real friends are? So you really don't know who your real friends are for a while until you find that like genuine friend or a group of friends that really truly care about you and would drop anything for you and treat you the same way that you treat them, obviously nice and good and stuff. So it takes a lot for you to find someone who's like your real true friend and someone who would be by your side forever. Like, I know who my true friends are, and they've been people that I've been friends with forever, and that I can talk to them and pick up right where we left off, and it's just kind of like, I don't know. You just like, you'll know right away when you have like that real true friend. Okay, what do you think the hardest aspect of senior year is? I think the hardest thing about senior year is probably applying for college. Honestly, it's been so hard and such a long process and just so tiring. If you're a senior, you know exactly what I mean. It's so stressful and you're just like hoping you get into college and you have to keep your first term grades up because colleges look at those grades and they look at all the other grades, and then you think back to when you were like a freshman and you're like, oh, why did I slack off last like semester, freshman year, when that really mattered about my GPA and like all this stuff, and just so stressful. So that's probably the #1 thing, and I bet a lot of other seniors can relate to that. Okay, most embarrassing boy story. I'm trying to think of this right now. I'm not sure if I have any really embarrassing boy stories, except for when I was in 7th grade. I was in an art class and I sat in paint because there was paint on my chair, and I didn't know that I sat in it. I didn't know that I got on my chair, and I sat in it, and it was literally all over. Not even like all over, like it was like on the back of my pants, on like my like leg, like my back of my thigh. And I went from art to my history class, and I was in my history class. My teacher was calling us up to like go collect our quizzes, and I went up and I got my quiz, and then I turned around to go walk back to my seat, and this kid that I had the biggest crush on ever was like looking at me so weirdly and kind of like laughing with his friends, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm so embarrassed, like what's happening? And I walked back to my desk and I noticed that like their eyes kind of followed me, and I was like, what's happening? So then I run to the bathroom and I noticed that there was stuff all over the back of my pants, and it was like dark, it was like maroon colored paint, so it was like dark paint, and it like looked like it was something that it wasn't, and I was so embarrassed, and that was probably one of my most embarrassing things. And I feel like they definitely don't remember that happening, but like that embarrassed me so much for the longest time ever. How do you stay so motivated to work out? Your body is amazing and I need help. Okay, thank you so much. And also, how I feel so motivated to work out is honestly, I just love the feeling of sweating and working out and just like feeling really good after it, that I make it like one of my priorities, and I don't look at it as like a chore. I look at it more of as like a fun thing to do. Like I make my workouts fun and enjoyable, so when I go to the gym I'm like excited to like work out and put my headphones in and listen to my favorite songs while I like run on the treadmill or like lift weights or do whatever I want to do at the gym, and I kind of make it more of like a fun thing to do that like I look forward to. So I go right after school and do it before I do anything else, and it's kind of just like, I don't know, you have to look at the good points of it, and just you have to think, oh, if I keep working out and doing this, I'm gonna like be a better version of myself and be a lot more healthier and feel a lot more like enlightened every day, rather than just being like sluggish, you know? Favorite part of the body to work out. So my favorite part of the body to work out is my abs and my legs and my butt. I don't know why, it always has been. Like I'll be like, oh yes, like an ab workout today, because when you do an ab workout, like a really good one, it kind of just like hurts your abs so bad when you're doing it, and it's just like that feeling after of them just being so sore is so nice. And then I love a good like leg workout, so then the next day you're sore. I love the feeling of being sore, and it's so weird, but I absolutely love it. So this is a really good question. How do you deal with stress or anxiety? Love you, I love you too. And Stress and anxiety has been something that I have always struggled with throughout my whole life, and especially ever since I was in 3rd grade. I used to not even be able to go to sleepovers because I had the worst anxiety, and I would get like anxiety attacks all the time. I don't think this is something I've ever talked about on YouTube, but over the past year, after a while my stress and anxiety would like go away, and mostly my anxiety, my stress is always just like I get like stressed out with school and stuff, but I have some new tips that have helped me a lot, and some things with my anxiety that has become worse since fall of last year. So other than going to the doctors and like asking them for help, a lot of things that I try to do to cope with it is when I'm stressed out, I try to just breathe, and I'll sit there for a second. Even if I have so much stuff to do, I'll sit there and I'll shut my eyes and honestly just breathe, and you just have to like calm yourself down and think about how in the end, when everything's done, you will look back and be like, wow, like why was I even stressing over that when I'm like finally done and stuff. So you need to like say that it's always like the feeling that you're feeling in that moment is temporary. It's only for that moment, and once you're done with that feeling, you're gonna look back and be like, there's no reason why I should have been stressed, you know? And then for anxiety, that's something that I struggle with myself, and some things that I have learned over the past few months to help myself with that feeling. If I'm in an area, like say I'm getting like an anxiety attack in a certain area, and I'm able to just sit down and just clear my mind and relax for a second, you have to try to like, it's called like grounding yourself. So you have to really like sit back. If you're in a chair, just sit back and just like shut your eyes and clear your mind and breathe. The same thing I do with stress, but instead you have to like think, you have to be like, okay, I'm here right now, like I'm in this situation, I need to just sit down, like my butt is on the bottom of the chair, like you have to feel like one with the earth almost. I've had a lot of instances where I've had to do that. One time actually I went to Soul Cycle with Maggie and Gretchen, and I couldn't actually take the class because I got such a bad anxiety attack. I sat in the bathroom and I almost threw up, like it was so bad. So you have to really sit there and be very mindful and think of the right now, like the present, instead of the future or the past or anything. You have to think of that moment right then and there. And then another thing that I like to do to help with both anxiety and stress is called belly breathing. So my mom actually taught me to do this because she is a yoga teacher, and you have to like take really deep breaths, but not just like deep breaths where you fill your lungs and then let it out, like deep breaths where you just like relax all the muscles in your body and breathe from your stomach. Like push your stomach out, like fill it with air until it looks like it's like a balloon almost. Like it's like filling up a balloon and then releasing it. So like you want your stomach to be the balloon and you want to fill it up and then release it. So like that's another thing. That breathing helps a lot with anxiety and stuff. So yeah, I don't know. It's been helping me cope with it, but yeah. Ooh, this one's a good question. What self-tanner do you use? So the self-tanner that I use and I swear by is Loving Tan. I use the shade Ultra Dark because you can honestly put just one shade of it on and be set for the rest of the 2 weeks that it's there, really. So that's probably my favorite self-tanner ever, and I feel like it's the one that makes you not look orange at all. And also you can get a mitt that comes with it, and it's like a perfect, I don't know, I absolutely love it. I've tried other self-tanners in the past, like Jergens, and I didn't really like Jergens at all. It smells really weird and it makes you look orange. And then Saint Tropez isn't my favorite at all. Like it makes me feel icky. Okay, this question, are you naming your new car? So I have thought of a few names for my car, but Maggie wants me to name it Juju, which is kind of cute, but I don't know, Juju, I liked Juju, and there's another one that I really liked and I forget what it was, but I have to figure out a name soon so I can like tell you guys. Ooh, this one's a good question. Favorite color to paint your nails? So right now my favorite color to paint my nails is actually black. Just because I feel like it's like a nice fall and winter color, but I really like it. It's kind of weird. I go from really liking light pink to black. Oh, this one's a good question. Do you regret cutting your hair? I do honestly regret cutting it because I love my long hair and I always regret cutting my hair, but it's really healthy when it's short, so that's good. And also it's like something new and it can grow out, which is fine, but I always cut my hair and then I'm like, oh my gosh, I regret that so much. So I think I'm gonna end off the Q&A here, and if you guys have any more questions that are a lot different than the ones that have been in the past or in this Q&A, please save them for the next Q&A, which will be up, or which I'll be trying to get up for you guys within the next like few weeks. I'll post another thing for questions, so look out for that. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.